Hello friends, good evening. Hey Shiv, hi Vijay. Thanks for joining every day. It's really nice of many of you. So how was your portfolio today? I think we had a nice recovery. And as I mentioned yesterday, today was a very critical day and we had gap down in the morning, but then we had a nice recovery today. So if your portfolio recovered very nicely, so my personal portfolio was down 2.5% and it closed up around 1.5%. It was really good. I hope you also had a good day, and if your portfolio was up, give a thumbs up. Hey Santosh, hey Shankar, hey Hemant, hey Tabitha, hey Turtle Trader, hey Vinay. So we have 13 people who have joined us till now, 14. Yeah, it was a very good bounce from a good level. And there are many stocks which have hit stop loss, including, even the trade with Trendline, the newsletter stock ideas. We had many stocks hitting stop losses. So if you are investing based on the newsletter, you should go and notice the stop losses. I think around 8 stocks have hit stop loss till now. So the newsletter, I wait for daily closing basis because I recommend most of them would be beginners. I don't want them to go full on, so I recommend them 5% of the capital. So if you see in the sheet, I've marked the trades close. It's updated as of now. I've updated recently. I think we had Cree Industries and Equitas Bank. So we are on 10 stocks which have hit our stop loss. It's very good if a stop loss is hit, so that you focus on the stocks that are doing well, right? So if you had some stocks which have hit stop loss, be happy because those stocks are not underperforming your portfolio, and you want to focus and move your capital to the stocks which are performing, right? So that should be a strategy. Otherwise, I think yes, we did have a good bounce back. Correction is probably over. Let's see. Let's look at the charts today. Hey Rajesh. Shiv says he did some good shopping. Yes, even I did some good shopping. Not very good, but I think I added around 20% of my portfolio. I had to exit a couple of stocks because my stop loss hit, so I bought a few other stocks. Hi Vinay. Hi Sagar. Yes, Sagar also says down 3.5% earlier, closed up 2%. That's a really good 5.5% recovery. Okay, let's get started today. We have 19 people have joined. So let's look at Nifty as usual. So Nifty, if you know, we are in this long-term uptrend, right? And just zooming in a bit, probably we're doing the same thing that we're doing here, right? We're just going sideways again after this move up. Now that shows that the market is not probably moving very strong, because if you see here, we had a very strong moves every time we went up. But after this consolidation, even here we had a good move, but now I think we're just consolidating after that. Move up in the 3rd of August and the 4th of August. So it's already been 1 week of consolidation, 5 days of consolidation, and probably this might go on for some more time. But the point to note is, every time we go down, there is demand and the price moves up and it closes higher. Again, there was demand, price came down, but it went and closed higher. The same thing happened today also in Nifty. Now, one of the sell-offs which happened was because of Nifty also today, because even though we gapped up in the morning, we had a nice sell-off in the morning and then we went higher. Now, just looking at this chart, today you could have taken a nice trade in Nifty because this zone, if you see here, was a nice consolidation zone. Right now, even in hindsight or even in real time, this is very good nice to spot, because I'll just do this. Right, so what's happened is, since morning we gapped up and then we started coming down. Now if you just draw a simple trend line, now this was a sharp fall, right? So I'm just going to draw the trend line now like that, and then if you see, this was a high, the swing high, right? And then from there, so the previous swing high was here, then we had a one-way fall down, then we recovered, then we went down again, then we recovered. So this zone here becomes a zone to watch out for. All right, so as you see that consolidation happening, now what you have to notice is, you should notice that there was demand here, there was demand here, and there was demand here. So the sell-off is kind of slowing down, and that started off right from here, right? So if you see this candle, the lowest point had some nice demand, right? Even here we had that, but the sell-off continued. Again, we stopped right here, but then again the sell-off continued. But here if you see, here we again had demand here, then again sell-off continued, but again we have demand, again we have demand, again we had demand, and there was 10 minutes fall again, but again we recovered, and again this zone acted as resistance and we came down, right? Again you see demand. Now as and when this breakout happened, now that was probably a good intraday trade for you to take with a stop loss at this. So 16,170 could have been your stop. You could have entered above 16,210, that's a 40-point stop, and you could have probably made 40-50 points on the higher side, right? Or even if not that at that point, you could have waited for this zone, right? Now again if you see there's a zone forming, right? Now that's the point to add to your positions. And then you trail your stop loss to 16,214, and then again buy, and then probably you just wait for here, and then again we went high, we kind of retesting. Your stop loss is still here, you're still not trailed it, and then you probably wait for end of day, or you sell off in this massive spike just before close, right? There are so many ways to trade, but this is one of the ways to trade when you see such clear patterns at the bottom. Now we've also seen this, and one of the videos I discussed about this in the EaseMetrip IPO base. So IPO base also formed like this. Happiest Minds also had a long base at the bottom, and also if you just look at the larger time frame, this zone was a point of reversal, right? Because here if you see we have a gap. Okay, so that zone we reversed again yesterday here, and now if you go to the 5-minute charts, you will see we kind of tried to close below that, but we couldn't close. Again we came higher, we again got rejected from that point, we again came, we couldn't close below. So that point would have been a very strong support, and probably could have gone long above that point, or even this point here, right? The moment we had a close above that point. Now you might think that this is hindsight analysis, but if you want to really learn, you should start with hindsight analysis. Start looking at hundreds of charts, and that's how I've learned, right? So all the thousands of trend lines I've drawn, whenever I look at anyone posting on Twitter, I go and check my charts, and most of the times initially when I started off, the charts would be wrong, but now at least people who are really good traders, my charts almost match with them, right? But nowadays I don't even follow anyone on Twitter much. I do keep commenting just to engage with audience, but otherwise your charts should give you conviction to take such trades, right? So right now the short-term trend is completely down. So since that 10th of August we are still down, but here we are in uptrend, right? Because we are forming higher high lows. But on the hourly charts, if you go and you probably see, we are probably in a downtrend, because this was the drop, then we had a lower high, then again we made a lower low, we still not made a higher high on the hourly charts. But on the 5-minute charts, yes, we made a higher high, and we probably want to break out from this level. Tomorrow around 16,300 is the level you have to watch out for, and if you head higher from there, then probably we're going to head much higher. But for now, if you're carrying longs, then probably you can continue to carry longs. But otherwise the long plan should be that if we tomorrow open anywhere, so this is going to be very strong support. This zone is going to be very strong support, at least on the 5-minute time frame, because we also had some resistance here. We broke out and we retested, right? But the major support is around 16,000, 180, 190 odd levels. So that's still 170, 180 odd levels. That still continues to be very strong support. Until we don't break that, I don't see a short opportunity, right? Now, if you're a little aggressive, you can take a trade tomorrow around this zone. So if you open anywhere between 237 to 280, anywhere between that, if you open, keep a stop loss around 230 odd, and you can take a long trade. But if we gap up tomorrow above this zone, then probably wait, because stop loss is quite deep, and you need to wait tomorrow if we gap up above 290, 300 levels. So any gap up above 300 levels is a sign that we have broken the short-term downtrend, but the risk reward is not favorable at that point. So don't just go long, and probably wait. And then the short would again be only below this level. So tomorrow, if you see rejection here, so let's say tomorrow we open gap right around 16,300, which is the trend line, and then we dip in the first 5 minutes, then keep that high as stop, and you can short probably for targets of 230 odd, right? So that could be one of the short trades you can take. Or if you want, you can also take a short trade below 16,180 odd level, which would be below this major support zone, right? So below this 16,180, below that also you can go short. But for now, I see that the markets might go sideways again, probably because we have some more room to cover that gap. So probably for another couple of 1 day, we might go sideways. But again, it's all a probability. So discuss, or you should trade according to your plan. But my plan is, go long if we break above 16,300, or even here you can go long. But if we gap up around 16,300 and if we come down in the first 5 or 15 minutes, then also you can go short. But any reversal from here around 16,180 can be bought. But if you go below 16,180, then that's also an area to short, right? So those are the levels to watch for. So this trend line is the level to watch for, and this horizontal trend line is the level to watch for. Okay, so that's my Nifty outlook. So let's quickly jump to the trade with Trendline Investor. But before that, I'm just going to pause for 5 seconds, probably 10 seconds. We have around 30 plus people on this live session. If you can quickly go and hit that like button on this video, I'd be more than happy, because that's the motivation for me. The more subscribers, I'm giving all this knowledge for free, and this is the only thing I ask you to do. So let's go hit that like button and like this video. And also, if you have any friends who are trading in markets, and most of your friends would not know about markets, so do share this link with them and ask them to subscribe to our channel. And this is the only place where you get free knowledge, and it's completely, I'm not hiding anything from here. So do share this video with your friends and let them subscribe. Okay, thank you for liking. I already see the jump from 5 to 13, but if remaining people do like that video, right? So let's jump to the next part, which is the trade with Trendline Investor. So I'm just going to show you the P&L as of date. So this is the P&L that we have seen. Now if you see, we have realized still no losses of 859 rupees, and we have unrealized of 568 rupees. But also the point to notice here is charges. Now this is very important to notice, especially if you're an intraday trader, or if you're doing trades multiple times, especially with big capital. This amount can really impact your trades or your P&L. So if you see here, we have around 600 rupees in charges alone that we have paid, and we have recovered losses of 850 rupees losses, right? So our charges are equal to our losses, right? Now that's not bad really, because the markets has just been weak, and the time we started has been just not a right time to start off doing this series. But I'm sure that we will pick up from here. But don't forget to include this in your trading journal, right? So I've included this in the trading journal. So if you go here and if you go to the trades closed, you will notice that I have charges and I have other debits. Now including everything, we are in a loss of 1484 rupees, right? And today we booked 622 rupees in Kansai Nerolac. So till now we had just 3 trades in profits, but overall we are down 1.4%. And today we had 4 trades which were executed. So we had Birlasoft, Cummins India, Laxmi Chemicals, and Gland. Right now, again, as I discussed yesterday, the risk here is around 500, but in Gland, since we rounded off, the risk is around 940 rupees. So I'm not going to execute any more trades, because we already reached our 2500 rupees stop. So 2500 rupees portfolio heat. So no more trades allowed as of now, and we are sitting in a 69,000 rupees cash, which is 70%. Now, a lot of you might be asking, is the correction over, or is the dead cat bounce, right? For me, we'll be looking at the charts, but looking at the charts, I feel that the correction is over. So I'll just quickly show you the CNX small cap, but that's just a probability again, right? So if you see right from this downtrend over here, right? So I just go switch to the weekly chart so that it's more clear. So right from this zone over here, we have exactly reversed around that point, around that trend line, right? So this trend line reversal, and this was the major support level before, right? So that's we had 3 weeks inside below that level, and then we broke out, right? So we are close to a major support, not a major support, but a very small support, and we reversed right from there, and we closed above the trend line. Now this can be called as a very proper or a good shakeout, but the major area for me is we need to cross this resistance and head higher. Now if you see, this was the point where it reversed multiple times, right? Now I'll just go, I can keep this point also. So this zone around 10,280 or 10,300 odd level is the point that I'll be watching out for, because if we don't cross 10,300 and go above, there is a chance that we can do this. So we can go here, go down, then go higher, and then we can drop. Now that's a possibility that you have to keep in mind, right? And unless we don't go higher, right, I would still be cautious, and that's why I'm keeping my positions light, and I will let my stocks tell me if they're doing well. So if my stocks have to, let's say I entered a stock here, right? So let's say the stock went up like this, and right now I've entered at this point. Now the stock can still go high and come back down. That's one possibility. But otherwise, if the stock goes higher like this, then I will add more positions above this point and then go full on, right? And then trail my stop loss to this point and this point. Now, if the stocks do this, the index might not really do that, but the index, what it can do is probably it can go like this and it can go sideways also. Right? No one knows what it will do. So focus on individual stock always. Never focus on what the index is doing. That is not going to help you. For example, Nifty is going high. Right now, last few days Nifty was going high, but the small cap index was falling down. So never focus on any index. Focus on your stocks. Focus, like for example, Gujarat Alkalis or Borosil Renewables have been recovering well. Right now, these are some of the things that I'm holding. So I'm holding Borosil Renewables with a stop around 300 odd. Right. So I will also make a video if this ends up in a good profit. I will try to make a video on this, on Gujarat Alkalis and all the stocks. But for now, the trend is clearly up, right? So unlike small cap, now if you see next small cap. Okay, I'm just going to small cap. Now small cap has broken that trend. So it went like this, and it has broken that trend and it has come down. Now if you see, this was the previous swing low and that has broken. But if you see in the stocks, many stocks have not done that yet. Like, so example, Borosil Renewables is still going up, right? It is still not broken that pattern of higher high, high low, or even for that matter, even Gujarat Alkalis, or even the stocks that we've added, right? All these stocks are still doing that pattern, right? So if you see, it's just come down, but today it was a complete reversal. So my stop loss is around 450. This is swing low, and that's my stop loss where I've kept. And today it was just, we just missed it by 3 points, and it has recovered very strongly. Now also the stocks in our Trade with Trendline Investor series, right? So we have added some of the stocks. If you see these stocks, the pattern is still very good, right? They have still not broken that high low. Cummins hasn't broken, right? Cummins is, in fact, it was going up even when the markets were going down. Right? So these are the stocks that you want to focus on, and don't exit just because there is so much of panic everywhere. Just don't exit and leave your stock. Now exit stocks where you have such pattern, right? For example, Cree Industries. Now, Cree Industries hit a stop loss today in newsletter, but if you see, this pattern completely broke down here, right? So when it closed below this point, that was the breakdown point, right? So that's when you need to get out of the stock. Even if you're an investor, I feel higher high, higher lows breakdown will take some more time. Now this stock will not immediately come up back like this tomorrow. There is no way the stock is going to come back like that, because there are so many people who have sold below this point. It will take time to absorb that selling, and then probably it will head higher, but this is going to take some amount of time before it heads higher. So focus on stocks which are doing well, which are moving high, which have not broken that pattern, and that will make you money in the short run, okay, or even in the long run. So yeah, I kind of got diverted, but these are the 4 stocks that we're having, and right now we have reduced our risk from 1,000 rupees per stock to 500 rupees per stock, and in case we head higher from here, then we look at what we have to do. But still we have a decent allocation, right? So we have around how much is that? We have around 30% of a portfolio allocated to stocks, and even if we have 10%, if the portfolio goes up 10% in the next 1 or 2 months, we're still up overall 3%. But if it goes up 10%, and I'm sure some of the stocks are outperforming, and we'll add more to that particular position. But remember, it's always about the risk, and we will keep focusing on the risk and the process. The process is simple: higher lows, focus on CCA scanner, and find the stocks which are suiting you and enter them. So for now, I'm going to cancel all the GTDs I have, because we have enough stocks. I'm just going to cancel all of them tonight, and you also should be doing that, and let these 4 stocks decide whether our portfolio is going to go up or down, right? But remember, all of these 4 stocks are good. Let's quickly review them. So this is Birlasoft, and you can delete these drawings. Yeah, so we're still going sideways. Today was kind of an inside bar day, so it's still looking good. Cummins kind of had a sell-off this morning, but then it kind of hit or is close to above yesterday's close, right? Yesterday's close 945, today's close also is around 945. So I think results came today. I'm not sure how good they are, but again, Laxmi Chemicals also is looking good. So let's see, if it heads higher, then probably we can move our stop loss to 270 odd level, right? Gland again is kind of retesting that level, right? So probably let's see tomorrow how it goes, but our stop loss is around 3775, so that's still pretty 10% away, so might not hit our stop loss. But otherwise, the remaining stocks in our watch list is India Mart, right? If you want to add in your personal portfolio, add it above 7500. The levels for each and every stock is mentioned here, right? Don't add at the right current price, add it always above the price or the price that I've mentioned here, entry price, right? because for example, let's say we added a stock yesterday, and today if it went gap down, we could avoid that just by placing an order above the day's high, right? So that's how you should do it. And do go and update your portfolio heat. Here it should be 2.5%. So you should know that if your stop loss is hit as of today, you'll be down to 96,000. Now as of today, our capital is around 98,000. So we lost around 2,000 rupees, 1,900 rupees is what we have lost because of this volatile market. But in a volatile market, it's important to protect your capital. Okay, so I'll stop. I think we have done with the trade with Trendline Investor. If you have doubts, let me know in the comment section. Otherwise, I think we can start taking questions. So yeah, I'm just going through the comments. Yeah, Jubilee Ingria did well, very well. Hey Kare, I think a lot of rockets for Jubilee Ingria. Yes, it actually did quite well. I'm holding it in my personal portfolio. In fact, I added it 2 days before, and also added Hickel. Okay, I added both stocks. Now you might ask why we didn't add it in our Trendline Investor. Right now, these stocks I added during the trading day. If I look some stocks are doing well, then I added. Now this portfolio is purely, I don't want to mix anything. I don't want to create any decisions in this during the trading day, so that you don't get confused and you focus. Now I can easily bought Jubilee India today or Hickel today in our portfolio as well, but I don't want to do that because then you'll miss out. If you're working, then you'll be focusing on job. So that's why I'm keeping it very focused. We do changes only at the end of the day. Okay, so is Maruti looking good? Double bottom on chart, Bhumik is asking. I think the chart auto index itself is let's look at auto index chart, and then we can look at Maruti, right? Now if you see, I already drawn this chart here. Auto index is kind of reversing from that trend line, right? So that's a good reversal, and I'm expecting a bottom is in place for auto index. But let's check Maruti. Yes, so it's kind of reversing, right? So probably the reversal is done. Yeah, but I don't have a proper trend line, right? It's just around a major support, so probably it's around that support. I'm not looking at any trend lines here, but yeah, this is a good candle today. It shows that this area has demand. Now this week over here and this doji over here, the volumes have not been great, but I think the stock itself has kind of reversed, right? So I'm just switching to the log chart to see if I can find any trend line. There's no trends as such, so it's just kind of going sideways. So this might be a slow mover, but I think Ashok Leyland from this one is probably a good, if you're looking for F&O stocks, right? Now this see this strength over here. Now you look at Maruti chart, you look at this chart, right? Now if you see, it has kind of reversed from this support zone, right? Now, so that's why I'm saying look for stocks which are strong. Don't look for Maruti. Maruti is a rather weak stock right now at this moment. But if you see, Ashok Leyland is perfectly reversed from this point over here. So probably if you want to look for a futures trade and options trade, then you have to look at Ashok Leyland and not Maruti, because Maruti is right now weak and it might continue to be weak for some more time. Okay, so that's my view on Maruti. Santosh has earned 1K and 16,200 PE. I'm not sure if Santosh that was because of me, but if my views on Nifty helped you, then I'm really glad. But do ensure that when you're trading options, be careful about when you're buying an option, when you're selling an option. So look for strong supports to buy options. That's our resistances. That's when you make good money. Don't just randomly buy in between levels, right? So good to know. Heranba view, Santosh is asking maybe on Heranba. I think Heranba came up with some excellent results, but there was some strong sell-off which happened, right? So I probably see this trend line right now. Right now, if you see, this is a perfect setup to go long, right? So we reversed exactly from here. So if you're watching Heranba, you should have probably bought it around, on this day. Yesterday was the time to buy Heranba. That was a low risk trade. But right now, the setup does look, it is forming higher lows, right? So it has broken this previous high, and then it is again probably just retesting this previous zone. So Heranba is a good buy right now. Keep your stop around 725. And you can go long, or keep a stop around even 710. If you're a little conservative, you can go long. The volumes have been decent. It was better than yesterday, so it looks like it can reverse from here. I think results also are really good, right? Just checking the weekly charts on how it looks. On the weekly charts, there was sell-off last 2 weeks, but now again this week there's been reversal. So yeah, it looks good. You can enter with stop at 710 odd or 725, depending on risk appetite. Okay. Aditya says, isn't it better to use 15-minute charts? I'm not sure for what you're asking. If you're asking for Nifty, then it is completely up to you how you want to trade. You can use 15 minutes charts, you can use 5 minutes charts. The trade-off is, if you're in the 15 minutes charts, then probably going to miss some of the moves, because if you wait for 15 minutes, then by then some of the moves in Nifty can really be 50-60 points. So if you're an intraday trader, you should be focusing on 5 minutes or 3 minutes. But if you're a positional trader, then probably you can focus on 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour charts. Okay, it's completely up to you. I have no problem, and it depends on your strategy. It doesn't happen to be, it should not be that, just because I'm trading on 5 minutes, you have to trade on for 5 minutes also. It's completely up to you. Abhinav asked, general question, why should we trade in stocks when we can make money while trading in futures and options within no time? Beginner here. I think you don't understand the risk of futures and options. Futures is a leveraged tool, which means, let's say you have 1 lakh capital, you can trade in Nifty with I think 1.5 lakhs or something. But remember, the actual notional value of Nifty is around 9 lakhs. Or in fact, today, if you think, so 1 lot is 50 into 16,000 is around 8 lakhs, right? So if you're going to trade futures, then let's say 100 points Nifty goes down, then be losing 5,000 rupees on 1 lakh, right? So that's 5,000 down, or you're 5% down on your capital already without even doing anything, right? So when you're trading futures, that's the biggest risk. Also options has this concept of time decay. So today, if you enter an option, like you're on the 11th of August, and if the option doesn't move anywhere, then probably you're going to lose out money on options. And options has multiple parameters. To be honest, I've not got a hold of options till date. Maybe I didn't have the time for that. But even if I trade options, probably it'll be some years away when I'm full-time trading. But for now, I'm not going to look at futures and options. You can make quick money, but remember, wherever you can make quick money, you can also lose money quickly. So there's always, it's never one way, right? Markets will just not give you money just like that. If it's giving you money quickly, it's going to take your money also quickly, right? So that's why people go for mutual funds. Mutual funds move like how index moves. So if it goes down, also it won't go down much, but if it goes up, also it'll go much. So like, for example, let's take a case of, Kiri Industries, or let's take Heranba. Now Heranba went up 6% today. Now if you're fully invested in Heranba, your portfolio would be up 6% today. But if you're in a mutual fund, you would not be up 6%. You'd probably be 0.5% today or 0.2%. But yesterday, if you're trading Heranba, your portfolio would have been down more than 10%. Right? So it completely depends on you and your risk appetite. So, and if you're a beginner, please avoid futures and options. That's not something that is for beginners. Okay, so that's the only advice I can give. If you want, DM me on Twitter, we can have more chat on that. Dinesh says, enter Jubilant at 620 based on newsletter recommendation. Good. With stop loss is 515. Today done pyramid 676. Now my updated stop loss should be 550 or 580. That's a very good question, Dinesh. So Jubilant Ingrevia, right. So your stop loss, keep your stop loss at 5. Can keep, so 515 was just a very conservative stop loss. It was here, but you can move your stop loss to even this point because we've now broken this high, right? So this high is now broken out. So now your new swing low is this. So this was a swing. We went from here. Just take a brush just to demonstrate this. So we went from here. This was a swing low. Then we had a swing high. Then again we had a swing low. Now we have a new swing high. So your stop loss can now be this swing low, which is around 580. You can keep it around 580 or 585. It is completely up to you. But I'm not sure why you're saying 550. Yeah, you're saying 550 because of this point actually. So you can keep it at 580. It's not a problem, right? Yeah, but Jubilant Ingrevia was a very good performer, one of the good stocks from the newsletter. I hope I answered Dinesh. Varun is asking a view on Manappuram Finance. Yes, let's look at it. I'm sorry. Yeah. Wow. Okay, now this is why I say you need to have a stop loss. Now I think it's the impact of gold, because gold has been going down. I think the stock also is going down. Probably we're heading towards levels of 140 odd levels. Now that is a very strong support. So if you're holding this from investment perspective, continue to keep your stop around 140. I really see a very strong reversal from 140. And if it comes around 141, even 140 odd level, then do add more and keep a very strict stop loss of probably 135 or so. But this stock from a long-term perspective, can head towards this trend line over here. So if we head here, then that's a very, very good opportunity to add Manappuram Finance. And this is a very good company. It's not like a bad company. I think it's just fallen because of the gold price crash, which should recover quickly, right? So that's the support. So if we break this trend line, probably some more volatility will be there, but 140 should be a stop loss even if you're an investor in this, okay? Because that's on the weekly time frame. Sandeep asks my view on Greenland. I think I gave my view on Greenland a couple of days before. It's an excellent stock. It's just consolidating around the all-time high, right? We already drew that line. On the weekly chart, if you see, we've had a nice sell-off last couple of days, but today we had a nice stabilize. So that's the reason why, supports and resistance work. There's a reason why the majority of the people use support and resistance, because that's the demand zone. That's the point from where it reverses multiple times. So you can keep stop loss yesterday's low if you're a short-term trader, but if you're investor, as I always say, keep the previous swing low, which is 1120 odd. But Greenland structure is still good. It's just the market panic. But if you see yesterday, there was nice demand around that support zone. Okay, so that's my view. Thank you guys. I think everyone has liked this video. Keep doing it daily. Let's move on to the next one. Apur, Abhinav, try futures and options, see if you can make money. Yes, definitely you should try futures and options, but unless you have anything less than 10 lakhs, I would not recommend you to go and trade futures and options, because even if you trade one lot of Nifty, right, and if Nifty goes down tomorrow, if it gaps down 300 points, you're going to lose 15,000 rupees. Right now, if you have just 1 lakh, then that's a 15% drop in your capital. So that's why if you have 10 lakhs, then probably that's just a 1.5% drop in your capital, right? So without having 10 lakhs, don't really get into at least 5 lakhs. Don't try futures and options. Okay, Sagar, next question is, entered Ador Funtech at 7071 and Garva High Tech at 1080. I reached about this 2 days back too, but an update will be appreciated post recent panic. Yes, let's look at it. Ador Funtech. Yeah, it's beautiful. Again, now see, this is how you should learn, right? So see how beautifully it has reversed from the previous swing low, right? It opened, it went all the way down, and it has closed above. It in fact closed on the positive today. Volumes have been decent, so continue to hold other Fontech, and also it has given a beautiful breakout, right? Now that's a rectangle breakout. It's all-time high breakout. So I'm confident the stock might go higher, but keep your stop loss probably 2 days low if you're a short-term trader. For investor, keep it around 60 odd, right? So that should help you ride this trend. Garvare High Tech, let's look at it. Yeah, this is just a small dip after that move up. So nothing to worry. If you are a short-term trader, again, keep today's low as top, because today was the panic, and this is up 5% today. So that's really strong strength. If you're an investor, then keep around 890 as your stop, right? Utkarsh Batse, as Balakrishna jumped from 50 DMA today and Maruti has made a head and shoulders pattern in the weekly chart. I'm not sure what you're saying, but yeah, if that's the case, then good. Yeah, but I see a problem probably here. Now just be careful. Tomorrow watch this, because it has broken this previous swing low, but there's a major support around these levels, right? So I think it might reverse. On the weekly, last week doesn't look good, but I think there's some good support levels around this zone, right? So you might want to watch this stock for the next couple of days, around till this zone, right? So probably it can dip till 2186 as well. I'm not sure about this, but right now it has broken this this point over here. Okay, so probably there's a major zone here, so just watch out for that zone. Maruti made a head and shoulders in the weekly chart. I'm not sure if I spotted that. Yeah, this is a massive head and shoulders. I would have loved to have this neckline the same place like this, but probably on a monthly it's much clearer. Yes, that's a beautiful head and shoulders pattern. If it goes above 7,700, it can be a really great move up. But if you see, again, this is a beautiful parallel channel, long-term uptrend. So again, blue chip stocks can be held for multi-years, multi-decades also, if you just keep following this channel, right? So yeah, Maruti looks good. It has a weekly head and shoulders on weekly. Sandeep asking my view on Redington. Let's look at Redington. Redington has been one of the star performers of late. Again, as I always say, this swing has taken support, right? So it just needs to probably cross this high and then it can head higher, right? But if you're invested, 260 can be a stop. Otherwise, I think it's just right around that resistance over there, and it is kind of facing resistance. So just wait for it. Keep a stop loss at 260 odd if you're invested in this, and let's see if it heads higher, right? So that's my view on Redington. Exchanging Solutions. Again, this has broken out to all-time high. It is just a retest, so you can continue to hold. I don't see any problem in it. And we have reversed nicely today. So this is a trend line that I was watching for. I thought it'll probably head here, but it seemed like it reversed today. So you can continue to hold. Reversal has happened around that high. So if you're a short-term trader, today's low can be a stop. Okay. I hope I answered your question, Jaydev. How is this approach, Aditya? Small pilot position can be taken in India Mart now and then major addition over 7,500. Yes, you can definitely do that, Aditya. That's a very good approach. But I prefer my money to work, after it breaks out, or if there's a very strong trend line reversal. Right now, it's just going sideways. There's no major trend line which is taking support around. So that's a very good position. You can probably take 25% of your planned position at 7,500 and then add more above 7,500, right? Vijay asks me, do you think Neuland has found its bottom? No. Neuland will go long way down. It can go long way sideways as well. But if you're thinking that these days are the bottom, no, that's not the bottom. Right now, this is a head and shoulders breakdown on the weekly chart also. That's a major drop breakdown. Now, the stock can go up, but I don't think it'll break the all-time high anytime soon. And I'm expecting at least, 1,200 levels to come in the near future. And then probably if it comes here, then probably we can go, up. But right now, this zone, there's no major, demand zone yet. And if it goes towards 1,900 odd levels, then it'll get sold off very badly because that's a major support zone which has been broken. So even if it heads higher to 1,900, if you're holding, exit it. Do not enter right now. Wait for the stock to make some multi-month or multi-week consolidation, then enter. Right now it is just broken down. It can go much lower, right? So a lot of people I know are discussing on social media about this, but if you follow the process, according to my process, I will not enter Neuland at this point. If you see, I already spoke about this. It had a inverted head and shoulders at the bottom, then it went all the way up. It has broken the trend line. It has formed a head and shoulders at the top. It has a breakdown. The next support is around 1,300 odd levels. Maybe then I look for a short-term trade, but for now, Neuland is a strict no from my side at least. Varun says, thank you for analysis on ICA, made 10K in 1 week. I'm really happy, Varun. See, if you're really making money, then do at least, mention them in the video comment section or post it on Twitter and tag me, because that'll be really helpful from me. But I really like that people are coming out and telling that you made money from analysis. That's the only motive, to make consistent money. So if you made money just this 1 week, try to make that consistently every week after week after week. And that's how you make money. So if you lose money in 1 week, don't don't give up. Try to keep your motivation and know that stop losses are part of trading, and just keep doing it again and again, and you'll make money. Abhi asks my view on Wipro. Wipro is in a strong uptrend, right? It's a beautiful uptrend. IT is in a very strong move up. So continue to hold Wipro. Keep your stop around 560. Even for investment, you can keep your stop around 560. And that was a strong breakout from that level, right? So we had a strong breakout and then a retest, and then again moves up. And Wipro is one of the strongest stocks from the IT space. So if you're holding Wipro, really good job, and continue to hold it. It can head much higher from here. Okay. So you're also asking if a share moves in uncharted territory, how to gauge its price action. So you can use Fibonacci extensions and try to check. Maybe I'll cover a separate video on that, but that's how I also predict targets in my newsletter. You can use Fibonacci extensions and do it. Rahul asking, how much impact do you think BE Circular had on its current heavy sell-off? I have no idea. I just knew there was sell-off. If the price crosses my stop loss, I just hit. No one can tell you how much impact that has. But I think BSE has come back with a clarification that it is only for certain segments of the stocks. But I think it is just a normal sell-off, and this was cited as this was given as a reason for the sell-off. But I don't think that's the actual reason, to be honest. Okay, I don't know why so many stocks would have got sold off and so much selling. I don't think it's just because of circular, to be honest. Okay, Manita asks, hello, where can I find CCA scanner? You talked about amazing channel between. Have just been reading the newsletter till now. Thank you, Manit. Really happy that you've joined. I've seen your name for the first time. Weekly CCA scanner can be found on my Twitter pin tweet. It is there, and I also probably in one of my blogs also I mentioned that. So, but otherwise, just go to my pin tweet. You will find a CCI weekly scanner, an Excel sheet. There's a CCI investment strategy. Just follow that, and also there's a scanner there. Okay. Turtle Trader, will it be feasible for you to talk about how you did stock shopping today, as you mentioned? What's the strategy to accumulate at low risk during corrections? Definitely, I think that could be one of the videos that I can talk about. Let's see if I can do that probably this week or next week. Naresh says, hi Muru, how can you find stocks like Radico, Goldiam, which are trading around 45 degree trend line using scanners? I have no idea, Naresh. For me, if you think that a stock is going up and up, try to find a consolidation where you can enter that stock. And then let the stock tell you if you want to add more to that stock or not. Like let's take this example of Goldiam, right? Now I'll show you how many times Goldiam gave you option to enter that stock. Right now, this is the Goldiam chart, and if you see, there have been, so this was a breakout. In fact, I tweeted on Twitter as well. If you see, this was a 15-year breakout with volumes, right? I've already drawn this chart, right? I think I gave it to some of my friends, but this already broke out here in the month of December last year, and since then, just see how many times it formed bases, right? So this was a base breakout, trendline retest, again breakout, again close to trendline, a breakout here, again a breakout there, again a breakout there. See how many times. So if you feel you missed it, take a small trade, probably with a stop around the trend line, and then, or even just wait for a new breakout after 1 week of consolidation. Enter the breakout with the previous swing lower stop, and then you can enter such stocks. But there is no scanner that at least I know of which can find such stocks. All you can do is, if you feel a stock is just going up and up and up, just enter that stock at some point. Like Hikal, I entered finally yesterday, today. I'll share the chart stocks also. I entered on 9th of August. I entered Hikal, and then it came all the way down, and then it went up yesterday, right? So also added Jubilant Ingravia. I've also covered it in the newsletter, right? So this also added today, right above this highs of 660 odd levels, right? So if you think that stock can head higher from there, if you find the story convincing, then take some breakout and enter the trade. Otherwise, you'll just keep missing on the trades. Your view on Gillette and Tasty Bites, Varun is asking. Gillette, I think I've already shared my view on Gillette in the newsletter. So this is a long-term chart, right? So this is a long-term chart of Gillette, and if you see this beautiful channel, right? And right now it just is consolidating around the channel, and I think there'd be a very strong move if it crosses 6200 odd level. So that's the level it has to cross. 6250 odd levels. If it crosses, then we can head higher and probably test all-time highs of 8,000, and I also expect probably 10,000 in the next couple of years. But Gillette is in a strong long-term uptrend. It's just in a short-term consolidation. This is a 6-7 months consolidation. Just be patient. If it breaks out, it can give a very strong move. Just be patient if you're holding. So Tasty Bites. So Tasty Bites also has a nice uptrend. So there's nothing wrong with the stock. So I think you should just continue to hold it. And right now, I think it is coming close to this trend line, right? So because this is a trend line retest, and just wait for a reversal candle and enter the next day, right? Or you can go to even hourly time frame and enter that stock. Okay. Sandeep, Motilal Oswal, I think it is going down, but today I think finally it's reversing. I'm still holding this. So the first signs of reversal, that volume around that zone. So I told you my stop loss is around the zone, and if you see, we are right reversing from that point. Right, so let's see if today's low, or keep a stop loss around 760 odd, and if it goes below 760, just exit. But for now, today was, so right now is a good time to enter CDSL, because it's right around the trend line, and today it formed a doji, and probably and if you see, the volumes have picked up today, so that I think today was probably the bottom. But just I think I'd be cautious around 1280, but you can enter right now. I think trend line support should help you, and keep a stop around 1160 odd levels, or enter about today's high, keep a stop loss around 1160, and then you can take it from there, right? So that's my view on CDSL. I think we're almost done. Well, Rohit is asking D-Link, sir, analysis. Yeah, quickly, let's do that. I think 45 minutes is almost getting over. So again, we've seen a nice reversal on D-Link. The structure is still intact, continue to hold. It has reversed from a major, so this was a major breakout here, right? So it gave a massive breakout, and it's just doing retest. So nothing to worry again on CDSL, on D-Link, continue to hold D-Link. Sudhakaran says, I'm a short-term trader, investing 20 lakh capital gain much in last 1 year due to shortfall of cap. Exit all my position, saving my capital, the loss to save and profit. How to handle such time? I'm a short-term trader, investing 20 lakh capital gain much in last 1 year due to shortfall of. You need to have a rule-based, Sudhakaran. So without a rule, you can't really trade in markets. And if you see, all I've been talking about was how to have rules and exit. Now, if you don't have rules in markets, then you will have such days where you lose everything, right? So you can't if you want to handle such environments, always have a stop loss and stick to the stop loss and exit only the stop loss hits. Otherwise, don't exit, and that can save you. But in markets, it's all about having a discipline and following the rules, and that's how you make money. Maybe last couple of questions. I'll stop with Mastec. So Mastec again has reversed from the zone. So also it's trend line reversal. So if you think you want to invest in Mastec, today's low could be a very good stop and enter Mastec, and then you could make some money on Mastec. Okay. What was the stop loss when you entered Hikal? I see very next day it moved below the consolidation base. Yes, I did give some time because that was my first position, so I didn't really exit the stock. So my stop loss around 500 odd levels. 505 was the low, 500 odd levels was my stop, and hit 501. So I was not kind of panicky on this because I knew that was a panic day. And if you see, this all happened in that 1 minute candle, right? So my first positions usually I give little room, but only after I make it a big position is when I'm really cautious. So if you see in this low, it hit 501, but I did not really exit this position. Because I had I think less than 10% position in this of my portfolio. I will also share how I added these two stocks. I'll probably make a video of this and I can share. Okay, so I think I've answered all of your questions, guys. I'm really thankful for joining again today. The takeaway from every of my videos should be that risk management is the only thing which can save you from days like yesterday and today. There's nothing else which can save you, and there's no other trader in the world who will know when the market is going to go up or when the market is going to tank. No one knows this except you and your stop loss. Except your stop loss. That's the only thing which can save you from all kinds of things in markets. So I hope that's the takeaway, and I hope you're learning with me in all these sessions. So I'll stop here. Take care, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel before you leave, and don't forget to share the channel with your friends. And if you're learning, do let me know, and if you're earning also, do let me know on Twitter on the comment section, so that this can help me keep me more motivated.